You know, I complained about this in the work Discord. I was like, it's kind of bullshit in this industry that like when people retire, their merch suddenly becomes like super cheap. I have like so much rare VTuber merch and stuff. And it's like a lot of it, like when I first got it, was expensive. And now with like the people graduated, it's worthless. I mean, it's still worth something to me emotionally, right? But in terms of like actual physical value, if I had waited a few more years, it would have been like $20. I sold my in-package new Pippa Kirsha plush Lua jacket and YouTube's on eBay. Only went for 180. Oh, well, there you guys go. Hey, wait a minute. Why are you selling it? What the fuck? The fate of micro celeb status. No demand from new fans. I guess so. Like the reverse of sports. Yeah, it is like the reverse of sports, isn't it? I think it's because in the VTuber industry, like people are like talking about PLs is taboo, right? You can't just be like, oh yeah, she's this, and before she was in this company. That's not allowed. But yeah, VTuber stuff. I wonder if it'll ever change. I wonder if it'll ever, like, if people will ever start, like, listing their previous qualifications, so to speak, on, like, their resume. Probably. I wonder. Surely it would be on a resume. What about, like, a public portfolio? Really bless you. I don't think I'm gonna sneeze. I think it's so over for me. I don't think I'm gonna sneeze. Cat likes to play with dolls. True. I don't know. I was talking to people, and it seems like people's like speculation is that the VTuber industry, you know, like all the corpos are falling apart right now. And so what will happen is more agencies like Mythic will pop up that just kind of like round up like individual talents to get them like sponsors and stuff to handle like the back end for them. And then after a few years, people will be like, oh man, I sure wish that I was like part of a company that would like handle even more stuff for me. And then companies will start to make like a comeback, and then companies will fall apart again, and like the cycle will continue. It'll go like indies, MCNs, companies, indies. Cycle begins anew. Maybe with some slight variation, like maybe it'll go companies, then MCNs, then indies. People see a successful VTuber and want to do it too. And yet, FaZe isn't a phase. I hope not. Like I was saying earlier, I joined FaZe Connect back when there was nothing but like stock photos and stuff on the website. I'm so lucky that nobody else wanted me. I'm so lucky. I feel the same about my current job too. Weird how fate works. It is weird how fate works. Ended up exactly where you belong. I guess so. It's very, I don't know, very surprising, I guess. I don't think, like, I'm gonna be 100% blunt. I don't think. Well, thank you. All these VTuber companies imploding can all be drawn back to bad faith management. Literally all they had to do was be good people. Hopefully this public display keeps Fishman on his best behavior. There's more to it than that. There's more to running a good company than just being a good person. Often the path to hell is paved with good intentions. Like being blunt, I've always wanted there to be like a backup plan in case like for whatever reason I got kicked out of FaZe or I left FaZe Connect or whatever. And now looking at like the entirety of the internet, the state of the industry, I don't think that exists. I don't think there is like a backup plan. Just go indie, easy. But being indie is not easy. Not at all. Being indie is way harder than being in a company. Don't leave. I don't want to leave. I know how good I got it here. I know how fucking good I've got it here. Indie is hard, really hard, yeah. When you're independent, you have to handle everything on your own. Everything. You have to be running all of your channels. Not just like in terms of uploading content, but also like on the legal side of things. Like handling copyright stuff, handling like if you do music, you have to do like the music distribution stuff. If you're doing convention appearances, you have to handle all of that. You have to handle the logistics for all of that. Selling merch, you have to like pick a supplier. If you like right now, I go to management. Often, well, management comes to me. They're like, Pippa, what do you want for your birthday merch? And I'm like, I don't know, enamel pins. And if I was independent, I would have to, it wouldn't just be like, oh, I want an enamel pin. It would be like, okay, now I need to find a supplier for the enamel pins. I need to find an artist that is willing to make stuff that can be turned into an enamel pin. I need to choose what type of enamel pin because there's multiple different types. There's like the soft enamel, hard enamel. Then there's like other features like glow in the dark and stuff. Then there's also like things being made into enamel pins have to have like limited colors because like doing more colors costs more. And the line thickness has to be like a certain way because the enamel pins, like the lines, are made out of metal that then hold the enamel in between. So like you have to be like aware of that, and you can't make parts that are too complicated, like too small or too detailed or whatever. And so like imagine like all of these, like sorting out the details with everything, but applied to everything that you do, every piece of merch, every sponsorship, everything. Just don't be lazy, Pippa. Okay, Iguana Ted, go start your own business. Go start your own business and become a millionaire. And get back to me. There's different types of freedoms. There's different types of freedom. And I will take the freedom of being told not to say as yab of stuff on stream if it means that I don't have to do like commissioning artists to make enamel pins. Damn, Pips, you're a millionaire. I am not a millionaire. But there's a much better shot of me becoming a millionaire in Phase Connect than there is me doing shit on my own. There's so many indie VTubers, I think it's harder to stand out these days. That's another nice part about being in a company. Is if Phase Connect, like being in Phase Connect, right? If I took like a month-long vacation, my brand is not dead. There's other people in Phase Connect, like doing stuff, maybe occasionally referencing me. This is probably why indies stick together. Think of how many indie VTubers that you wouldn't know of unless they were part of like some group, you know? Think of like, you know how there's like the Twitch like social groups, and sometimes they'll give themselves like unit names and stuff. Pressure them, thank you. One of these days, one of the hardest things about being indie is getting noticed these days. How do you even break out of the perpetual 100 view limbo and get advertised? The clicks are real. I think clicks are good, not the negative implications that come with clicks. But when you're part of like a group, your name is tied to something larger than you. So if you went away for like a week or whatever, you're still part of something bigger than you. You're not just gone. I wouldn't have found half the VTubers I watch if people didn't do collabs or have groups. If I had to start over as an indie, I would collab like a motherfucker. I remember back before Phase Connect, I thought collabs were stupid. Even in Phase Connect, for like the first year or two, I thought collabs were a fucking chore. Because I didn't want to do them, you know? I'm like, I didn't understand like the mutual benefit of collaborations. Lone wolf. I was very lone wolf. I was like, I'm still kind of like this, where it's like, I don't know, I guess I get kind of like Menhera, and I'm like, I don't want to collab with people. I don't want my net worth to be based on my network. I don't want to like, I don't know, because it's hard. Collabs are, this is my opinion. I think collabs are the hardest type of stream. I would take like a high effort, like complicated, like I don't know, like some super creative stream over a collab most of the time. There are some people where I'm like, hell yeah, like let's collab, that'll be fun. But collabs are like, my brain is dying as my network connection dies. I don't know, it's just hard. It's hard for me. I'm stupid. Listen, chat. So in real life, I've only been able to become like social when I'm around people that I've already known for like quite a while, and like already gone through all the hoops of like testing boundaries and like learning like how to be like a human being around this person and that person, because you have to be a different kind of human around different people. Because if you, it's like that meme of, oh no, I used personality A with friend group B. Fuck, you know? Like that's difficult for me. So like, that's like what collabs are all the time. And every time like you do a collab with somebody new, it's like, oh God, I've got to develop like a new way to interact with somebody while also still maintaining the personality that my viewers came to see. And to this day, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. That's called introversion. We almost all have that. We've had really good collabs and really cringe collabs, but it's okay. It's like sociopaths versus the introvert or the invert. Man, don't think about it. Just be genuine. Be yourself. You're Pippa, even if Pippa is somewhat a character. I feel like I'm like the least amount of character when I'm on stream. I feel like real life is more of a character. I feel like in real life, I'm an empty husk of a human being that is forced to adapt to the world around me when it's not a world that I really want to live in to begin with. And when I'm online, I get to be who and what I want to be. And it doesn't matter if other people don't like that, because they can just fuck off to their own corner of the internet, so it doesn't matter. Like, this is my space. I get to do largely whatever I want, other than having to be aware of the consequences, like, for those around me. You know, there's like restrictions, but very minimal restrictions. you know? And the opposite problem, I feel like I bulldoze people with my personality. See, I prefer people that do stuff like that because then I can retreat into the background. When I was in high school, I had an epiphany. I remember I was walking down the staircase of a school that I would only attend for 2 weeks. And as I got to the bottom of the stairs, I realized that I was a background character. I realized that I was an incidental NPC that only existed to fill space, to add world building. And then content creation, even if I was, in the grand scheme of things, a background character for just a little while, and for whoever wanted to listen, I could be the main character. She realized she was an NPC. I realized I was an NPC. Oyster Senpai, thank you. That was the original idea of JP and the VTubers, where they can be more true to themselves as VTuber than IRL. Even then, I still don't really view myself as like the main character of my stream. Like, I'm the main character of my stream because it's my stream, right? But I try to view it like more objectively. Like, this is all just what it is. There are no background characters. There are no main characters. Nothing is anything. Who cares? But then I get like that little bit of bloom. I get the little bit of bloom where I'm like, I hope that I'm like, you know, in like the TV show or the manga where somebody's watching like their favorite TV show or their streamer or whatever, and then they get that little bit of inspiration to like keep going in life and stuff, or they feel like that, oh my god, they're literally me, and they reach like an epiphany and like they change their ways, or they like feel motivated. That's like my ideal. And so in a way I become again a background character. Even in my ideal scenario, I'm back to being a background character. That sounds so emo. How is it emo? I don't know how we got to this topic. Thinking of yourself as the main character requires you to dissociate from reality, to be honest. I think it's being in tune with reality because you are the main character of your own life. And if you don't prioritize yourself, nobody else will.
Everybody, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Low Effort Clips. That's right, Low Effort Clips, right here on YouTube.com. Yeah, and hit the notification bell. Yeah.